What up, Internet? I'm Chimera, and I am bad at Morrowind. Alrighty, we're just picking up where we left off, exploring um, Andrano Ancestral Tomb. Um, Not really a fan of the Bone Walkers, but as we discovered in our last episode, these particular Bone Walkers are not the ones that permanently damage stats. So, a little more relaxed than I was previously. Suddenly couldn't hit that guy for some reason. Oh god, no. Oh god, no. Oh god, no. Oh god. Oh god. Please die. Please die. Please die. That was the big one. That was the scary one. And now I'm frightened again. Hmm. Well, that was sad. Guess the implication is that the orc that sent us here has been practicing necromancy in this tomb, um, which wasn't really the case before, but I could see why the mod author could draw that conclusion and build from it. Enough, 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 I beg of you. Please, mortal, just let us be at peace.
What has taken place here, spirit? Who are all these mercenaries?
Are you not in league with my traitorous niece? She has not sent you to finish this foul ritual that now marks my bones?
I've had no contact with any of the Andrano family. I'm here at the behest of Sharn Gromazgob, an orc of the Mages Guild.
Sharn! So you are in league with the necromancers. Listen, mortal, I can see now that you are unaware of their profane deeds. Whatever they have offered you, I will see to it that my descendants match it in full. I only request that you leave my remains in peace and inform my kin of what has taken place here. Okay. So it seems like this is like potentially like an alternate path through this stage of the main quest.
Sorry, spirit, but the payment I am to receive for this errand is not so easily given. I need information concerning the Nerevarine Cult.
I should read this and do it in my actual like Magral style. I'm going to do that. Worry not, Orsimer. The Andrano clan is many. I know of one whom has the knowledge you seek. His name is Dralvel Andrano. He serves in the temple at Balmora. He will not defy an ancestor's request to share what his order knows.
Okay. What do I tell them?
Tell him of what you have seen here. Tell him that our very own Guronea Andrano, corrupted by her infatuation with the Altmer Aenean, has invited outsiders into these tombs and committed the most foul of blasphemies. Tell him of this pitiless orc who assisted them, the one whom yet still continues to send her minions into this most sacred of places. Tell him that that it is. That's a typo. Tell him that it is his duty to see that the retribution is delivered in full. Oh, they're still gonna fight me? You're still gonna fight me? Well, I'm not gonna take the skull. But let's see if I try to. What happens if I try to loot? Orcish open helm. Cool. I want an Orcish full helm, but that is. That is permissible. I wonder if it works off of the old textures, though. Nope. It's alright. I would prefer to have the full helm, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Now, in the vanilla game, what happens is you get the skull, nothing bad happens, and you just go take the skull, back to the orc at the Mages Guild, and you just proceed with the main quest. This appears to be an alternative path where I can decide that I want to respect Dunmer culture and elect not to defile the tomb, but instead return to a Dunmer who venerates their ancestors instead, and get the information that way. Alright, so we're headed back to Balmoral. It's funny, even when I double the speed in the previous episode, my Growl is still slower than Zydrate's character at normal speed.
Forget tomorrow. If you
La 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 la, can't hear you. La la la, can't see you.
watch your step.
That Dwemer went off in the distance. Don't even really get anything like that in Skyrim. It's gorgeous. I've always kind of viewed Balmora as like the gateway to the rest of the game. Largely because in a vanilla playthrough, you're directed to go to Balmora immediately from Seyda and from Balmora you can get to basically all of the important places. And like it's just it's always ends up being like, unless I choose some other great house, it ends up being like my base of operations almost every single time without fail. But yeah, I mean, and I love the architecture in Balmora. It's got a very interesting, like, it's an interesting mix between like developed civilization and like native building techniques. It's just super interesting to me. Besides, where else am I going to sell my moon sugar?
You've got my ear. Let's hear it.
What's there?
What brings you here, Orc?
Outland. Outland.
Hello? Is anybody here named Andrano?
Do what is right, and all else shall follow.
Okay. Hello?
Almsavi grant you humility.
Hey, I just came from the Andrano ancestral tomb. I will not be speaking to an outlander on such matters. I just said I came from the tomb. You dare openly speak of such heresy? Well, I met one of your ancestors, and he said to let you know that bad things were happening, and you could tell me stuff in return. Our ancestors would never speak with an outsider, though how you know that name raises questions. Tell me then, Outlander, What could have fouled the Andrano ancestral tomb so thoroughly that our forebears would willingly speak with invaders? One of your family members, Gorena, Gorenia, and some other people doing bad stuff like necromancy in the tomb on your ancestors. Gorenia, my poor foolish niece. Ever since she joined the Imperial Guild, she has grown increasingly distant. I had thought her recent expulsion would turn things around, but I now know. God, even Modder's right. Weird. Like, oh, give me a second, guys. I'm sorry. Ever since she joined that Imperial Guild, she has grown increasingly distant. I had thought her recent expulsion would turn things around, but I know now what you say is true. Her fondness for that Altmer was to be her undoing. So be it. Our ancestors have spoken, and all Dunmer know what the punishment this type of necromancy entails. Tell me then, what information is it that my forefather bid I share with you? I'd like to know a little bit about the Nerevarine Cult. The Nerevarine Cult? That isn't exactly the kind of knowledge the Temple is keen on sharing. The Andrano family has given you its word, though, and I will not break it. Give me a moment to find my notes on the subject. So what about the Nerevarine Cult? This is not a topic that should be discussed in public, especially not here, of all places. These are my notes on the cult. Take a look at them over in private. Take them and look them over in private. I honor my ancestors' wishes, but do not expect me to speak any more on this subject. Okay, thank you. Goodbye. Well, that was a nice little touch.
What is this regarding, Orc?
I think there's even a an alternate path for the main quest with my mods. If you want to play like
What is this?
a native Dunmer instead of an Outlander, there's an NPC in Sedanin now that'll let you do that.
Clever disguise.
What? I'm just dressed normal.
Are you here to discuss your orders, Magral, or is there something else you want?
I'm here to talk about my orders.
And these are the notes on the Nerevarine Cult. Excellent. I'm promoting you to Blade's Apprentice, Magral. I'd like some time to think how this fits in with... Please, I just want regular English. I'd like some time to think how this fits in with the Emperor's plans for you. So if you'd like to get in a little freelance adventuring, go ahead. But whenever you're ready, I'll have new orders for you.
I'd like new orders now, please.
I've thought it over, and I want you to interview 3 informants in Vivek City concerning the Nerevarine and the 6th house. First, I want you to speak with... Adheranir, a Khajiit Thieves Guild operative. Second, I want you to speak with Hulia, an Argonian in the... I should have... just so you guys know, a little peek behind the curtain here. I don't warm up. I just start recording, and I don't read anything ahead of time. I don't know what the heck I'm doing. I just do it. And so we end up with situations like this, where I get my tongue twisted around my eye teeth and I can't see what I'm saying. Second, I want you to speak with Hulia, an Argonian in the Morag Tong. Finally, I want you to speak with Mira Milo, a Temple Priestess. Here, I've written the details down so you won't forget. And here are 200 drakes, for bribes and other expenses. Little does he know that bribes cost way more than 200 gold.
Okay, goodbye.
I'm listening.
Wait a minute.
Apprentice, how can I help you?
Back so soon?
Actually, I forgot to ask you some things. What about that Khajiit?
You'll find her in St. Ohm's Canton in Vivek. Be careful what you say and use common sense. People in the cantons are suspicious of outsiders. You may have to win or purchase their confidence.
And the Argonian?
She's a Morang Tong assassin. You'll find him... He is an Morag Tong assassin. You'll find him in Vivek, at the Black Shalk Corner Club, in the lower wasteworks of the Foreign Quarter. In addition to his other skills, Hulia is also known around Vivek City as a student of history and a lover of books and old things.
I see. And what about the Temple Priestess?
She works in the libraries at the Hall of Wisdom and Justice. She's a friend, so be careful, and don't get her in trouble, please. The temple is suspicious of outlanders, and wouldn't be happy to find Mira talking with you about religious matters. She'll be easy to spot. Look for the priestess with the copper hair and copper eyes. Boy, I bet I hope my mods don't ruin that. I might pass her up without even looking at her name.
Watch your step.
What?
This helmet makes my head look gigantic.
Wealth beyond measure. Outlander.
Outlander, what do you want? I must be going, so if you could make it quick.
Wealth beyond measure, Outlander.
All right, so we are currently in the middle of a standoff.
She's not hard to look at.
I believe the best outcome is getting.
You seem worthy of my knowledge. You may speak.
Okay. Believe the
I suppose I could.
best
say.
outcome is getting him out without violence.
Masera.
I welcome you as the friend of my friend, Magral. But I wish to go to my friend's bookstore, and these troublesome fools are in the way. I have tried to persuade them, but they hate my race, and I fear there will be violence. Perhaps if you speak with them, but be careful and be ready.
What about these troublesome fools?
Keep your voice down. The sight of a free Argonian offends these racist thugs. I would tarnish my Maragtong honor to slay them, and I don't want to trouble my friend, Seralis Golmis, by fighting in this club. But I must go to my friend's bookstore, where we can talk in peace. If you have a way with words, perhaps you can talk to them. Or if you have a way with money, they might be bought. Otherwise, I fear there must be bloodshed.
Where's your friend's bookstore?
My friend, Jobasha the Khajiit, has a bookstore, Jobasha's Rare Books. If you will agree to travel together with me there, I will answer your questions. But before we go, I beg you to try to persuade these troublesome fools to leave us alone. Otherwise, I fear they will attack us the moment we go to leave.
Okay, I'll talk to them.
You can actually initiate the travel together dialogue, and he'll start to follow you, and they will immediately attack.
Speak up.
What?
All right, so I'm going to try to talk to these guys and see if I can play the persuasion game or whatever. Okay, so I got this position high enough that when I talked to him about the quote-unquote filthy lizard, they were like, whatever, I don't care anymore. So now, are we ready to travel together to Jobasha's Rare Books? When we arrive at my friend's bookstore, I will answer your questions there.
Where is Jobasha's Rare Books?
Jobasha's Rare Books is a bookshop with a wide selection of rare and obscure books. My friend Jobasha is a Khajiit, and he's the owner. The shop is here in Vivek's Foreign Quarter, in the lower wasteworks, on the same level as the Black Shot Corner Club, but down at the end of the west corridor.
Okay, let's travel together.
Will you travel together with me to Jobasha's Rare Books? We leave through the door to the Foreign Quarter Wasteworks, turn right, west, continue down the hall and across the atrium on the same level, then follow the opposite corridor west on the other side of the atrium all the way to Jobasha's door. I must warn you, unless these troublesome fools are persuaded to behave like civilized beings, there may be fighting and killing if we try to travel together.
Yes, please follow me. to Jobasha's rare books.
Thank you, Macral. I will follow you to Jobasha's rare books, and we will speak further there.
What do you think, Lars? Is there something I can do for you? Wealth beyond measure. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. We should be free from distraction here. Now, I said I'd tell you about the Nerevarine Cult, so you can report back to Caius. And I don't know of any six-house cult, but I can tell you what I do know.
Okay, let's start with the Nerevarine Cult.
To understand the Nerevarine Cult, you must understand the history of the Ashlanders. Nerevar means something very different to the Ashlanders from what he means to the Dunmer of the Great Houses. You should also know about the persecution of the Nerevarine and the legacy of the false incarnate, for the Nerevarine cult is at the heart of the ancient conflict between the nomadic Ashlanders and the settled Great House Dunmer. Here is a summary of Caius, but ask your questions, and I'll answer in detail.
I don't think that's necessary. What do you know about the six-house cult?
I've never heard of such a thing. House Dagoth was the sixth house, but in the War of the First Council, they betrayed the order of the Great Houses. I read that completely incorrectly. They betrayed the other great houses, and were destroyed for their treason. But I've never heard of anyone worshipping them. Dagoth the ancient head of House Dagoth, is the devil of the tribunal faith, but I've never heard anyone worshipping him either.
Okay, I've got some other people to talk to, so goodbye.
Such fine company, one would be wise to listen.
Yes, I agree.
Wealth beyond measure, Outlander. I'm late for an appointment.
Oh, I'm listening, so go ahead.
Yes, Outlander?
Its scent is unfamiliar.
Hello, are you the one I'm supposed to talk to?
Great. So Caius says to you, speak with Adiranir, and you have done this thing. You are speaking with Adiranir, but Adiranir will not talk to you about the Nerevarine or the Sixth House cult. Because why? Because Adiranir is, at this moment, very distracted by a nice census and excise agent who wants to speak with her.
What about the census and excise agent?
You do not know this? They are the collectors of the Emperor's taxes and tariffs. And the Emperor has outlawed trade in many things, like Dwemer artifacts and ebony, and a census and excise agent will enjoy being a pest about such things. For several reasons, a census and excise agent is not Adiranir's favorite person. If you want Adiranir to help you, you make the bad agent go away. Then she will tell you things.
Okay.
Bit of a struggle with that one, but I think I pulled it off better than the last one.
Masera.
I'm looking for a friend of mine, a female Khajiit named Adiranir. Do you know where I can find her?
Adiranir.
Yes, her name is Adiranir, and she is a Khajiit. Do you know where I can find her?
Yes, she just took a gondola to the mainland.
What a disappointment. But thank you for your time. I was just heading back to the mainland myself, anyway, and maybe I'll run into her there.
Okay, goodbye.
I'm listening. Masera.
What Khajiit do for you?
I got rid of the guy.
So, you are the one Adiranir must thank for getting rid of the annoying census and excise agent. Indeed, Adiranir is very glad to see you, and very happy to tell a friend of my good friend Caius about all the Sixth House cult.
All about the Sixth House cult.
And Adiranir knows nothing about the Nerevarine, but Adiranir is happy to tell you that too, if it makes Caius happy. Ask away, friend Magral.
Oh, tell me about the Sixth House cult.
This Adiranir knows about, because it is about smuggling. Some smart smugglers are suddenly too busy for their old clients because they have a new employer, the Sixth House, who pays very well. But what do they smuggle now? Adiranir doesn't know, because they are very secret. And this is odd, because these smugglers are always loud and bragging, and now they hush up like fat-bellied kitties full of sweetmeats.
You say they're smuggling?
Smuggling is big business. The Empire says we can't trade skooma, moon sugar, ebony, Dwemer artifacts, exotic Dunmer weapons and armor, and slaves. So smugglers trade these things. Smugglers also smuggle Gif, Stein, and Sujama to avoid imperial tax. And now the Sixth House hires smugglers, though what they smuggle Adiranir cannot say.
Okay, thank you. That's all I needed for now. Goodbye.
We're going to take a shortcut. We're not going to do that one, actually. I got rid of my Divine Intervention scrolls. That sucks. If I do my CV intervention, it's just going to take me to the Vivek Temple, which I don't need to do. I'm going to get out of this canton and get my bearings. I need to be on the other side. Alrighty, in our next episode, we're going to talk to Miramilo, and the main quest kind of starts kicking off right about here at this juncture. So I will see you then. Goodbye.